today we're going to build a watchtower and some beacons. Good morning and welcome to MorningCraft. Grab a drink, get comfortable, and let's begin. So, 2 weeks ago, Desolator13 suggested building a watchtower with some braziers that can send a message when there's danger. So I picked out one of the empty spots along our walls and decided to build a huge watchtower here. And of course, this is going to be equipped with a brazier that can light up whenever there is danger. And I'm going to build a few of these so they can communicate with the Arasiege. So if you've made it this far into the video, I want to know if you've ever watched or read the Lord of the Rings movies or books. I based a lot of this idea off of the beacons from those movies, so let me know in the comments down below. So I was really just laying out the basic structure of the tower at this point. I picked out a block palette and I was getting to work on making the tower feel realistic. I put in all these log supports to really ground it. And then it was time to build up the tower as much as possible. I used quite a lot of deep slate and dark colours in this build, as I want it to have quite a menacing feel. If this thing's ever lit, you know there's definitely going to be trouble incoming. And perhaps that trouble will be coming sooner than you think.
In the late evening, beacons between Arasiege and Mornington began to light up in flame. The beacon atop the floating mountains of Karavaka was the first to light, but it was too far away to see the beacon in Arasiege. The beacon within the greater Mornshire wetlands followed soon after. With this in view, the beacon of Sister Mountain followed in a brilliant blaze. And so, the Mornington beacon came to life, signalling that the Arasiege were in danger. The whole town, well, perhaps a city now it has a cathedral, stared up at the beacon, knowing the rumours were true and their Ursine allies were in danger. At the end of the episode, the king will find out why.
Like, subscribe, and share to give your friends a great start to their day. So I began to lay out even more of the structure, and I began to really fill this one in. And this is really the last section of the tower before a huge crane, which is going to hold the brazier. I used quite a bit of stone brick on this one, as I think it's quite a neutral block. And it's going to really sort of sit against the darker colours of the deep slate and the dark oak. So it's time for the section of the video where I thank you guys for watching, and we go through a few comments that we've had over the last couple of episodes. So we've got this comment here from AstroFox, who suggests a dragon cave with lots of gold and copper in it. It's a pretty good idea. We've got this lovely comment from Greenish Cake, who says the cathedral looks really good. And you can see it in the distance here. I think it does. Then we've got a message from Real Football Crew, who thanks me for doing his build idea in the last episode. Always welcome, and any more ideas will get built too. Raina Zufel points out how the phantoms look like crows circling the home, which is really true, and that's why I made sure to include it in the episode, because I think it looks really good. And then finally, a message from Vepedy, who asks for a treehouse, which may be coming sooner than you think. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video to hear our daily quote. So with our basic platform put in place, I started work on the brazier, and because I have so much iron from my iron farm, I decided to build this out of iron. I then put a ton of netherrack in it, with a sort of 2 different heights, so that the fire will be even bigger from a distance. And there we have it. This tower is now finished, but I did have to put in a couple more towers to help send the message. So I put this one on the nearby mountain, and it's got a little bit of a different design, but I think it looks pretty good. And this one in the swamplands.
Alright chaps, it's me again. I did promise you a conclusion. The king flew off in the direction of Arasich. He even did a cool loop around the floating mountains of Karavaka, but even without this loop, he still would have been too late. The entirety of Arasich was engulfed in flames, but those who lit them could not be found anywhere on the horizon. The flames were fast, unlike anything that could be found in nature. The king sat upon an acacia tree and searched for survivors whom he could pluck from the flames, but none could be found. Without any explanation, the ground began to shake, and the entirety of the village capsized into the ground. As the sun set on the Ara Plateau, the home of the Ara Siege was gone, as if by magic.
So thank you so much for watching. I hope you've had a good morning, and if it's not morning where you are, you can save that for tomorrow. But I hope you make today the very best it can be, and in the next episode, we're going to build a giant tree house and a campsite to go with it. So I hope to see you next time on MorningCraft, and just a reminder to stick around to the end of the video for the daily quote.